I think that most artists who are running meta ads for their music have a tendency to overtest. They will overcomplicate their targets and make a ton of videos and basically throw a ton of spaghetti at the wall and hopefully see what sticks. But as you might guess just from the premise of this video, I think that that is a flawed approach and I don't think it will lead you to the best results. So in this video, I'm going to explain how I think about testing, what I think a strategic approach looks like, and hopefully how that will get you better meta ads results. So with that said, stick around, let's get into it. All right, if you have watched this channel before, you may or may not notice that I am in a new room, a new space. I actually just moved across the country from Denver to Maryland. So yeah, I have this new room that I'm working out of. It's like mostly set up. I don't know. I have like this 2-story sign that I just got made on Amazon. They have LED signs. I'm probably going to rearrange things, so you might see my background looking a little bit different over the next few weeks. Okay, but enough about me. So testing with meta ads. I recently had a question from somebody in my community. How many videos should I try at $10 a day? Shouldn't I try a bunch of videos, a bunch of different parts of the song so that I can know which part of the song is best so that I can then have the best performing ad? I think that's actually a really smart question and a good way of thinking about running meta ads. But here's the problem that we face as indie artists with budgets that are not like millions of dollars. We just don't have that much money to test things. And so if you're spending $10 a day, say like you're following one of these methods that has you make like 50 different videos based on all these different variables, if you're doing that and one video performs or doesn't perform, it's really hard to read signal in the noise. So certainly one video is going to perform better, but it's hard to know A, why that happens, and then B, like if Meta even had the budget to adequately test all the videos that you were giving it. And then secondly, most of us don't have a method to testing our videos. We're just trying a bunch of different things, and then we're kind of hoping we can figure out why one thing worked, but it's not something that's really backed by data. It's just kind of based on our assumptions about, I don't know, marketing, which honestly are usually wrong. So this doesn't mean that you shouldn't test things. Obviously, you need to be testing things if you want things to be improving. But I have two thoughts here. Number one is that Meta actually does a better and better job of testing things by itself. So the smarter the platform gets, the better they are at picking the winning video ad. And so you actually need to be less intelligent as a marketer as Meta gets more intelligent. But I think there is truth to the fact that we don't have to force Meta to test things in the way that we did in the past. We can kind of let Meta do its thing, and often it will work well. But the second and more important part is that I think we need to be more strategic about what we do test. And so just like in science class that I learned in 6th grade, we need to use something like the scientific method, make a hypothesis, and test one variable at a time. So here's an example of what that would look like. Say you're running an ad campaign, you have $10 a day. You do 3 videos, and all 3 videos share all variables except for one. So they would all have, for example, the same visual. They're literally the same video playing, but they would each have a different part of the song. And then you let that run for a week. You see which of those ads perform the best, and then you can say, okay, maybe the chorus is performing the best. Then I would take that video and try 3 different visual variations. So we assume the chorus is the best performing thing. Let's try the chorus, then with 3 different videos underneath of it. And then the third variable that I would test is text hooks. So you could have the same video, the same part of the song, but different text on the screen. So those are the 3 variables that I most commonly think about, and I would generally try and test one at a time. I wouldn't test more than 3 videos per $5 of daily ad spend, and in general, I would let that run for 3 to 4 days at least, and preferably even a week. If you're spending $5 a day, 3 videos inside of that, let that run for a week. Whatever the best video was over that week, okay, that's your winning video. Now test the next variable. And if you're spending $10 a day, maybe you could go up to 6 videos, or you could break that out into a couple different campaigns. There's different ways of doing it. But basically, I wouldn't try and test too many things at once. I would stick to testing one independent variable at a time and seeing what changes. And then one final thought on testing in general. Again, I said at the outset, I think we have a tendency to overtest. If you do not make changes to your meta ads campaign, believe it or not, often over time, it will become more efficient as Meta finds the right audiences. Now, there is ad fatigue, so if you let something run for too long, you might see the cost creep up over time. But I have found in my data that the lowest cost per result typically comes about 30 days after the campaign launch. So if it's been like 2 days, you're probably not to your lowest cost per result. And so just letting it run will probably make it more efficient over some period of time. A good rule of thumb, the better a campaign is performing, the less you want to mess with it, and the worse a campaign is performing, the more spaghetti you throw at the wall and see what sticks. So that is a few of my thoughts on testing. Avoid over-testing, be strategic about what you do test, and make sure that you are looking at signal and not just noise. Hopefully that's helpful as you are working on your own ad campaigns. Again, if you want help running your ads, I have a membership where we talk through how to do that, and I also have a company where we help artists run meta ads and get more streams and more fans. So as always, wishing you good luck as you make and market your music. And as always, you got this.